We're now in section 4, and here we're talking about inscribed angles. And the key thing to remember with inscribed angles, first of all, an inscribed angle is different from a central angle in that the vertex is on the circle rather than on the center of the circle. But the other thing to remember is that this angle ends up being half of this arc right here. So the angle is half the arc is the thing to remember. They're going to ask us to find a couple things here. First, we want to find the measure of angle t. Now this angle is half of what this arc is. So if the arc is 48, the angle is going to be half of that arc, which makes this angle 24. So we would do 48 divided by 2, gives us 24 there. For arc QR, let's see. We know this angle is 50 right here, so therefore that makes this arc 100. And if you look, this is a diameter right here. So going from T to Q to R is 180 degrees, and since we know QT is 100, that makes QR 80. And again, for angle T, the angle is half the arc, so it's 24. And again, we know that this angle is going to be half of what this arc is, so it takes 2 times this to get this arc of 100. Because TQR is a semicircle, we can do 180 minus 100 gives me the 80 there. Alright, and it says find the measure of arc RS and find the measure of angle STR. So let's do this. Let's see. The measure of arc RS. So the measure of arc RS is right here, and if you notice, this angle intercepts that arc. So since this angle is half of what this arc is, we can say that this is equal to 2 times 31, which gives me 62 degrees. And so now this is 62 degrees. Now we want to find the measure of angle STR. And the measure of angle STR is from here to here. And if you notice, this arc intercepts that angle right there. So since STR intercepts this arc, this angle is half of what this arc is, so it would be 1/2 of 62, or 31 degrees. Now what you notice, hopefully, is that first of all, these two angles are equal. And the reason these two angles are equal is because they intercept the same arc. So if two angles intercept the same arc, they end up being equal to each other. This is 62, that's half of 62. This is also half of 62 because, again, this arc is intercepted by both STR and SUR. Okay? So we've got 2 times 31 gives us 62 for SR. Half of RS gives me 31, so those two are congruent. And let's see. We want to know which two pairs of congruent angles are in the figure. We want JKM, which is this angle, and KJL. Let's see, KJL, so those two are, it looks like, possibly congruent, but we don't know for sure. Actually, this arc and this arc could be equal. JLM, and KML, again, we don't know if that's true or not because we don't know if these arcs are equal, so I would say no to that. JLM and KJL. Again, if you look at the arcs here, we don't know if that arc's equal to that arc, so we're going to say no to that one. JKM and JLM. If we look at these two angles, they both intercept this arc, so we can state that JKM and JLM are both congruent. Similarly, we can state that KJL let's see, KJL, which intersects KL, and KML, which also intersects KL. Those are going to be congruent as well. So this is going to be our answer here. It's basically saying they intersect the same arc, so therefore C is our answer. Okay. And here's some other variations on these types of things. We want to know what this angle is. So since the angle's half the arc, this arc is 90, so this angle has to be 45. This angle is 38, so the arc is twice as big, so that would make it 76. Okay? And we want to know what this angle is. If you notice, this angle intercepts ZW. ZXW also intersects ZW, so therefore these two angles are equal, and angle ZXW equals 72. Okay? Or ZXN, it looks like. I think it's supposed to be ZXW, but that's okay. And we're done. Thanks.